Hello, my fellow horse lovers. Hey, did you know that deep, meaningful connection comes more from how you care for your horse than actually riding and training? So let me explain. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Pamela, and today is Wednesday in the arena. So welcome to my private arena. Come on in. Oh my gosh, a week ago where I'm at, it was 40 below zero, and today it is 45 above zero. Can you believe that? Like, I'm so grateful that winter's almost over, but like such an extreme. And if we know anything about horses, they don't like extremes. They don't like extreme cold. They don't like extreme heat. They don't like extreme rain. They don't like extreme changes. So when this happens, it is not super uncommon to have a health crisis, right? Whether that be colic or laminitis, or they go off their feet, or they quit drinking, which leads to other issues. And so that's why it's so important that we go into everything we do with our horses with a healthy horse. But I want to share with you, because I haven't been on here a lot lately, because one of my horses has been going through a health crisis, and not surprising with our weather changes, right? And I just wanted to talk today about, the whole piece around care and connection. When you're having a crisis, like, do you have that connection in place before it happens, so that when you need to help your horse when it's 40 below zero, he trusts you and he will let you do whatever it takes? It's not surprising that this stuff happens and we don't go into it prepared. I see that a lot, that people aren't prepared. And here's the thing, when you have a health crisis and you go into it with a healthy horse, you're going to come out of it faster, quicker, and I hate to say it, but with better chances of the horse being alive. Because honestly, I was afraid of coming out and finding my horse frozen to the ground. That's how cold it was here, even though he was in the barn. The barn's not heated. It was scary. It was stressful. And I don't think that he and I would have gotten through it if we hadn't had all of our tools in the toolbox already. And how did I have the toolbox ready? Well, obviously through experience and preparation, but if you guys don't remember or haven't heard my story about my soulmate mare, Arabica, getting sprayed by agriculture chemicals back in 2014, and as awful as it was, right, the only suggestions the vet had for me was give her bute. Well, so I did, because the vet told me to, so you just do what the vet does. Well, then we had kidney stress. She lost 200 pounds overweight. She went into extreme kidney stress. The vet didn't have any solutions for that except to put her down. Well, when I looked into her big brown eyes, and let me tell you, she was a beautiful Arab mare with those big bulging eyes and that sweet face, and she was not ready to leave the planet. So I had to come up with my own toolbox for her, because nobody provided one for me. And as a result, that mare lived 5 more years. And now, here I am, over 10 years later, and I'm having a health crisis very similar. Obviously not the chemicals, but we were having some feet problems, some inflammation, and because of Arabica, I had my toolbox in place. I had everything I needed for this horse. It was seamless, right? I'm not saying it wasn't stressful. It wasn't a lot of work going out and checking him every 4 hours in the cold, in the dark. But I had the tools, and guess what? He is doing super. He's doing super now. And I really was like in a really deep state of gratitude and watching him, and I'm like, this is nothing short of a miracle, seriously. And it's because I believed in it. I believed in the healing power of these animals. I believed in my toolbox, and I believed in myself. Like, it's about being prepared and believing in the horse's ability to heal. I mean, if you think about it, let's say you cut your finger, okay? And you don't do anything. You don't wash it. You don't put any ointment on it. You don't put a Band-Aid on it. That finger in your body has the ability to heal itself, right? Now, if you do wash it and disinfect it and put a little bit of ointment on and put a Band-Aid on it, it's going to heal probably faster, less risk of getting an infection, right? But the body has this amazing ability to heal itself. But when we have the tools, the Band-Aid and the disinfectant and the ointment, we can accelerate that healing. And yeah, I'm just like so excited that he's doing so well. He's up, he's moving, he's eating really well. And he had the ability to heal through this extreme cold. And it really is, I'm really in this shock about it. I'm like, he really is like my little miracle pony. And I just had to share that with you guys today, because amongst this whole process, this horse and I already had a really close bond and connection, because I've had him for, oh my gosh, over 10 years, and he's 24 this year. And there was something that happened amongst this little health crisis that really took that connection to an even deeper level. And it's really hard to explain. It's just something that I feel, right? It's that heart coherence, right? We know that science can measure that. The heart has an energetic field, but because I've gone so much deeper with him, I feel that. It's a very profound feeling with him. He looks at me differently. He talks to me differently. We have taken this relationship to a whole nother level, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this unfolds as we go into spring, to see how he is when we go to ride him again. And I just wanted to share with you that really the truth around connection is that our deepest, most sacred connection happens in the care. Our everyday care and interactions with these horses, it happens before we ever put a foot in the stirrup. And I want to share with you also that, you know, your horse doesn't have to go through this awful health crisis and near-death experience to really experience that. It's about taking our everyday care to the next level. How we do things. Like, are you going through the motions and just tossing hay over the fence? Or are you being super present when you are out feeding your horses? When you're brushing them, are you tuning into their body and their energetic field, or are you just knocking the dirt off of them, right? There's different levels of how we do things with them. It's about being intentional. It's about being present. It's about creating that heart coherence. And when we do this in our everyday care with them, and we have that connection, that's going to transfer to the saddle. That's going to transfer for when you have a health crisis. Like, it's going to transfer to everyday moments, like doing things like loading in the horse trailer. I had a client who has a client and working with these horses, doing body work on them, and they can't get the horses in the horse trailer to go to the vet. And that's just like, you know, basic skills that every horse needs. And it's because they haven't established that relationship with the horse. And you don't wait until you need to load the horse in the horse trailer. You don't wait till you have a health crisis. You have to do it beforehand. And it's always an ongoing work in progress, right? Every day is different. There's so many variables. There's environmental challenges. There's external people's energy on them, right? But when we have that good, solid foundation, we're implementing it every day in our care. The connection gets stronger, And then we have it in place for when we need it, whether it's getting in the horse trailer, having a health crisis, you know, like even having to like put medicine in their mouth. Some horses don't like that, but when they trust you and they're connected to you, they let you do things because you tell them that they're safe with you. So I just had to share that with you. I'm super excited that my pinto pony is on his way to perfect health and recovering, and that there is such magic and miracles in the care and the connection and even a crisis, right? And being able to find the blessings in the issues, because as hard as this last 6 weeks has been, I just see this beautiful blessing in how I've been able to deepen my connection with this horse. And, you know, he's 24 and they're not going to live forever. And so the next level is to prepare, right, for this last leg of his life so that when it is time for him to leave the planet, that too is going to be a beautiful, spiritual, deep, meaningful experience that I will be way more prepared for because I've done all this foundation work. And that's a whole nother topic that I do in my sacred end of life care. But it all builds on each other through the length of these horses' lives. So that is what's going on in my arena this week. Until next week, go out, hug your horse, enjoy your horse, love your horse, and build that deep connection.